What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steve Bookin. I'd say I'm a nostalgia junkie. I'd say 1999 to 2009 is the sweet spot for me. But oftentimes my simping for the good old days gets the better of me. And sometimes it'll have me arguing in the comment section that the content coming out during that time period is just as good or even better than the stuff being released today. And oftentimes that's not the case. But today I put together a list of 8 racing games from the past that I think are still just as good as I remember and still hold up today. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Okay, I'm going to start this off with Dirt 3 and Grid Autosport. I'm going to quickly breeze through these first two because I've already covered them in my 5 favorite Sim-Cades video. I'll leave a link to that video down in the description box for anybody who wants to check that out. Both of these games make the list because 1, they are amazing games, and 2, both of these games can still be played on current consoles and sim racing hardware. Unfortunately, both of these games have been taken off the Steam marketplace, so yeah, they'll have to be purchased secondhand to enjoy both of these titles on PC. The Xbox 360 version of these games still shows as backwards compatible with the Xbox One and Xbox Series systems. Grid Autosport even shows that it's still available for purchase on the Xbox marketplace. The Sony ponies will have to enjoy both of these games on the PlayStation 3. I recommend using a Logitech G29 or a Thrustmaster T300 to get the best experience out of the PlayStation 3. Both of these games are really good on controller as well for all my trigger and thumbstick folks out there. But I think the best way to experience Dirt 3 and Grid Autosport is on a Microsoft gaming system with a Thrustmaster wheel and pedal set. Alright, so next on this list is Dirt 2. Okay, now as a group of people familiar with the Dirt franchise, which is the best Dirt game, and I'm 99.9% sure the vast majority is going to say Dirt 2. I personally think Dirt 3 is the better game, but that's an argument for another day. You didn't have to be there to enjoy Dirt 2 now, but you'll wish that you were, because I think it's going to be kind of hard to fully understand and immerse yourself into the atmosphere and the vibes Dirt 2 is trying to give the player if you weren't present during the height of the X Games era back in the early 2000s. Dirt 2 is a hit for nostalgia fiends like myself. Unfortunately, this game isn't available on any of the digital marketplaces, so yeah, you'll have to grab a hard copy from a secondhand online store or local shop. You can use a wheel and pedal set with Dirt 2, but this game was obviously developed with the controller in mind. Dirt 2 came out back in 2009, so I don't know how well it'll function with current PC hardware and software, so I recommend experience this one on the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360. Alright, so next on this list is Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed. Now I'm going to be honest and say I did not like the Shift games when they first came out. I think Slightly Mad was doing something that neither the market nor the hardware was ready for yet. I didn't fall in love with Shift 2 Unleashed until I got into sim racing back in 2017, and that's when I began to understand what Slightly Mad Studios was trying to do with both Need for Speed Shift titles. This game came out back in 2011, and the graphics and details still look amazing till this day. Shift 2 is a way better looking game than the Gran Turismo games that were out during that time, in my opinion, and the Shift 2 soundtrack still goes hard to this day. If you're into big cinematic rock like 30 Seconds to Mars, I think you'll enjoy the music in Need for Speed Shift 2. And yeah, my favorite thing about Shift 2 is the contact physics. Yeah, man, you're not going to be wall riding and bumper bashing your way to victory in this game. Because Shift 2 brutally punishes you for making contact with a barrier or other cars, and I love it. Yeah, man, I wish some of the current hardcore sim titles would implement a similar physics model that would unsettle and slow down your car from making contact with the barriers and other cars on the racetrack. Unfortunately, Shift 2 has been taken off the Steam marketplace, so if you want to experience the high quality graphics of this game on PC, you'll have to hunt it down on eBay. But in my opinion, I think the best way to experience Shift 2 Unleashed is on the PlayStation 3 using a Logitech G29. Alright, so next up is Project Gotham Racing 4. Now this is just a good old-fashioned arcade racer with a dash of simulation sprinkled in there just to spice things up a little bit. PGR4 mixes cars and motorcycles on the racetrack together, which is pretty much Drive Club before there was a Drive Club. While I was playing through PGR4, I could pick up on where some of the newer titles like The Crew 2 may have gotten some of its influence from this game. game. And I'd say the PGR4 influence is so heavy in Drive Club that I'd consider Drive Club the official, unofficial Project Gotham racing game that we never got. PGR4 is still a really good looking game. I think the graphics stand out the best at the city street circuits, specifically the Shanghai night races. Now, Project Gotham Racing 4 has packed licensed cars, brand names, and music in a game that was released back in 2007 from a development team that is no longer around. So yeah, man, it goes without saying that this won't be found on any digital marketplace. You got to hit up eBay or the brick and mortar stores to experience this one. And if you can't find PGR4, Project Gotham Racing 3 still holds up as well. So next on this list is Blur, which was put together by the same team behind the Project Gotham Racing games. Blur is pretty much Mario Kart with licensed cars and realistic racetracks. I still don't know how this game failed. I mean, everybody was playing a demo and then the game came out and nobody bought it. Yeah, man, we should be on like our third or fourth installment of this game by now. I really enjoyed Blur when it first came out. I had picked it up for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And I still think the game looks amazing and the fun factor still holds up till this day. This is one I really wish had made it onto the Xbox backwards compatibility library, but unfortunately it didn't. So I think Blur may have been released 5 years too early. I don't think there was an audience for a game like this yet. I think if Blur would have been released around the same time as Rocket League and took a similar marketing approach with the free-to-play or $20 buy-in and did the whole season pass, battle pass, DLC thing that you see in games today, I think Blur would have been up there with some of the big games that we see on the front page of Twitch right now. But yeah, man, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I guess it wasn't meant to be. I personally think Blur would definitely benefit from a remaster and re-release. But like I said before, the team that gave us this gem is no longer with us, and a game with licensed content that came out back in 2010, you already know you ain't gonna be able to find it on anybody's digital store. So like most of the games on this list, you're gonna have to hunt Blur down on eBay or your local secondhand store as well. Next up on this list is Split Second. Now even the development team have said that this game still holds up, and I agree. Split Second is a good weekend junk food game. Think Ridge Racer combined with Burnout Revenge, or think if Michael Bay had made a racing game and then you get Split Second. I bought this game day one for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and I like this game so much I'll probably have it for PC before I finish making this video as well. Yeah, man, this game you'll definitely want to use a headset for. I looked around the Nintendo marketplace, and I'm surprised that Split Second isn't on the Switch. A game like this is awesome to play on the go. Split Second doesn't have any licensed cars, and I don't think it has any licensed music either. That's probably why it still shows up on the Xbox and Steam marketplace. I personally recommend grabbing a physical copy, but a digital download is okay too. Alright. I'm going to end this list with a heavy hitter, and I'm talking about Forza Motorsports 4. And this is the exact moment a racing game finally overtook the undefeated heavyweight racing game champion Gran Turismo. Yeah, man, this is peak Forza. And as much as I love Gran Turismo 6 and 7, I'd argue that Polyphony still hasn't delivered an answer for Forza Motorsports 4. Hell, I'd argue Turn 10 still hasn't been able to deliver a true successor to Forza Motorsports 4. I think Gran Turismo 7 has the potential to take the crown back for the best console racing game, but I think Forza 4 still sits on that throne. They got Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear doing the in-game commentary. I think the progression in Forza 4 is the best I've ever experienced in a racing game, because I can either play the World Tour campaign, or I can choose any car in my garage I feel like driving and racing the events it qualifies for. Yeah, man, I don't have to worry about getting stuck driving cars and competing in events I don't like. Yeah, I can play Forza 4 based on whatever mood I'm in and still progress through the game. Unfortunately, Forza Motorsports 4 is not available on the Xbox Marketplace, and it is not backwards compatible with the newer systems either. So yeah, this is another one you'll have to hunt down on eBay or at your local secondhand shop. You can't access any of the post-launch DLC, so if you want the full Forza Motorsports 4 experience, look for the double disc copy. Don't quote me on this, but I believe the double disc version will make all the post-launch content available for you. But yeah, don't hold me to that. I just think that's the case. So yeah, man, that's 8 old racing games that I still think hold up today. I really wanted this to be 10 racing games, but I couldn't come up with a solid 10. So if you know some really dope racing racing games that came out back in the day that should have made it on this list, let me know down in the comment section. But the only rule is they have to be games that we can just pop in and play. I don't want y'all listing racing games that need a ton of mods to get them up and running to today's standards. So yeah, man, I'll be looking forward to see what you guys come up with. I'm gonna get up out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. It's T-Bukin. I'm out.